equal importance. Because at the center of development are people, not trees, not buildings. And because of and the knowledge that needs to articulate and push forward the issues of development are from social science and humanities. The humanities provide the values, the soft dimension of it. So it is high time that the Malaysian Social Science Association keep pushing this forward. And I would suggest that at the rounding up of on the final day by the President, Madam President, that this can be one of the resolutions of MSC 9, that to reaffirm the proposal by the social science community in Malaysia and Malaysians, that Malaysia needs urgently the Malaysian Academy of Social and Human Sciences to be together as a partner with the Academy of Sciences Malaysia, not to be under the Academy of Sciences, but to be a partner working together with the Academy of Sciences Malaysia. Okay, I come to the last part. In lieu of conclusion, I just have two quotes here. One is a reminder to researchers, to scholars, and to those who write papers and reports about the nexus between information, knowledge, and wisdom. And I quote here a poet, T.S. Eliot, from the humanities. Where is the life we have lost in living? Yeah, where is the life? We live, we work from morning to dusk, at night you bring back the files and look at the computer again. Where is the life? Right? Okay, tonight I think there will be some life. So we have a conference dinner, we are bringing some kids to show that there is life. So where is life that is lost in living? Next statement. Where is the wisdom we have lost in knowledge? We come with this knowledge, with that knowledge, but where is the wisdom? Knowledge is used to explain human conditions, to explain the natural conditions, but where is the wisdom behind the verbiage of knowledge? That is another question we have got to ponder. And the third point, which is very important, especially for those of us who like to produce data, information, tables, charts, and what have you. Where is the knowledge we have lost in information? That is a very critical question asked by Eliot in 1934, 80 years ago. And I think it's highly relevant today for the social scientists. And my last point is, what about progress? When we talk about development, what we want is human progress. Not just material progress for the fat cats, for the billionaires of the world, but for the people of the world. So I put here a quotation from Russell Davenport. Progress in every age results only from the fact that there are some men and women who refuse to believe that what they know to be right cannot be done. If we know that the Malaysian Social Science and Humanities Academy is something right, we believe that it can be done. We refuse to believe that it cannot be done. I think if we want to apply to that context. And if we believe that the social sciences and humanities are critical for development of this country and for the world, then we have got to work for it. We don't just wait for some Santa Claus or some do-gooders, to give it to us. We have got to work for it. So ideas matter, but it's not just ideas. Idealism matters. PSSM, the Malaysian Social Science Association, was founded not just on ideas, but on idealism. And I'm happy to note that the Madam President, who regarded herself as the third generation, has carried the baton and on that note, I end my presentation. Thank you very much. Thank you for Yati for giving me whatever it is under my feet now, who makes me look a bit taller.
Thank you, Prof. Rahman, for such an inspiring talk. I will not even attempt to summarize anything at this point because we will do a summary towards the end of the conference, on the third day. But we do have about maximum 10 minutes. If there are any pressing, burning questions or comments that you would like to express, if that is okay with you, Prof. Rahman, yeah? If there are a few questions. Okay, I don't see the microphone around, but I'm sure that if we are quiet enough and our voices are loud enough, we can express it. Okay, anyway, are there any questions or comments that people would like to make? Okay, we will take about maybe 3, and then I'll get Prof. Rahman to respond. Yeah, okay. Prof. Mako Yoshimura, Prof. Zawawi, and do we have any more at this point? No? Okay, so the two of you. Prof. Mako Yoshimura, please.
Thank you very much. Inspiring and very impressive. So maybe I go there.
Maybe you have to do your one here. I think you just have to do a bit of running around.
Thank you very much. And my name is Yoshimura Mako from Hosei University, Japan. And Professor Rahman Embong, and it's really inspiring and impressive. And thank you for the comprehensive discussion, which offer all the floor to think about our own research and our status in the academic circle. So my question is very simple. And what do you expect the obligation and the responsibility of PSSM in your discussion? Thank you.
Yeah, a very short question. Thank you very much, Professor Rahman, for a very inspiring talk that is full of idealism, which I really appreciate.
Show yourself.
My question is very simple. Actually, one of the important site that we have to interact is power. In terms of social science and power, I'm talking about the state. How would you summarize the relationship between social science, vis-a-vis to the association, your experience as your term as for many years as a president, the relationship between social science and the state, our Malaysian state? Thank you very much.
One more comments, question? Introduce yourself, Prof.
Saya Tash from UMT. Tash. Mengenai cadangan untuk mengadakan Akademi Social Science dan Humanity, saya sebagai ahli ESM dan juga fellow ESM, saya akan menyokong penuh. Saya fikir there is a major contribution from your group to the development of the country. Thank you.
Yeah, one last one. Okay.
Sorry, I'm also a member of Academic Science Malaysia. I just want to add a little bit. Actually, it is very important, and we're really looking forward to have Academy of Social Science and Humanity. But what effort has been done, and how far it has been accepted by authorities, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you to the four colleagues who expressed support for the ideas that I presented. I think basically it's about the move by the Malaysian Social Science Association towards the realization of the Academy of Social Sciences and Humanities. And Saudara Wan asked about the relationship between PSM with the state. I put it this way, that PSSM as an association has been advocating. At first, it was the name we proposed. The name that we proposed then was the Majlis Sains Social Negara, the National Council of Social Science. That was in the beginning. It's just a council, not an academy. That was in the 1990s. I remember I used to represent the association then in the discussion with a team of about 25 partners, including the economic planning unit. Everybody agreed, all the 24 agreed. There was one reservation. I won't mention who, but you can guess from the names I mentioned. One of the strongest supporters of the idea of Malaysian Social Science Council then, and now is of course the Academy, was the Ministry of Women, Family and Community Development. So in the constituents of the state, there are those who are very supportive. And I would like to add here, our international partner who is very supportive of the idea, which is UNESCO. Sue is here, Susan Weiss is here, I mean, to demonstrate the support for the social science. And in fact, last week, we have ICMAS and UNESCO had a roundtable on inclusive social policies. And there was a big team from UNESCO, including the director and representative of UNESCO from Jakarta, Professor Hubert Geisen. Sue was there. Scholars from Melbourne were there, and also from the Asian countries. And Sharaf from UNESCO Jakarta, speaking on behalf of UNESCO, said very categorically that it is high time Malaysia has its own social science and humanities academy. Right? So that was the very words he used. In other words, UNESCO is firmly behind the Malaysian Social Science Association in this endeavor. Now, in terms of the progress of this work, it is still work in progress. Now, the chief is not here yet. The chief is supposed to be here, but not here yet. Suppose I'm sure. He's the one who has been engaging with the cabinet on this. Cabinet paper has been tabled. To my understanding, it has already been, in principle, agreed upon. And on this note, I must say that the cooperation, the understanding, and the support is good. Especially now that we have Dato, Dr. Nurul Aino, I'm changing her name, who is currently the Secretary General of the Ministry of Science, Technology and Innovation, and who is concurrently the Vice President for the Intergovernmental Council for the Management of Social Transition Program, UNESCO. And she is very supportive. She is a Vice President for Asia Pacific. There are 6 Vice Presidents. So I think there is a good window opportunity to move this forward. And I'm glad that 2 stalwarts of the Academy of Science who are here today can also give that support. So I think moving forward, and that's why I suggested that at the end of the 3rd day, when the President will do the summing up, the wrapping up of the whole conference, that it is the unanimous decision of this meeting that Malaysia needs to establish the Malaysian Academy of Social Sciences. And I think if once we have that, then we can have what we call festival again. Festival of ideas, not festival of makan, to celebrate that. I think briefly that is the spirit at the moment. I think there is a good hope that it will be realized. But if that's to be realized, there are certain legal processes That's got to go to Parliament. That's got to be formulated through an act of Parliament, just like the Academy of Sciences. Thank you.
So, thank you very much, Prof. Rahman, for answering those questions. Now I have a lot more things to think about and jot down for later use. We will have to conclude the session for this morning. The keynote, as I say, is an appetizer. All right, so the main dishes will be coming out pretty soon, starting about 11 o'clock. So we do have about 20 minutes almost for a break, and I would like to hand over to Melati, who will be emceeing our program from now on. And with that, Prof. Rahman, we do thank you, and let's give him a round of applause for his presentation. Yeah, Melati. Dr. Melati.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and so good morning. My name is Melati. I'll be your MC now onwards up till the third day. So you'll see quite a bit of me. And for your information, my full name is Wan Puspa Melati. My dad's from Terengganu, so I'm happy to be part of this whole event. Okay, so thank you so much, Prof. Dr. Rashila, Emeritus Professor Dr. Rahman Embong. It was such an insightful keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll do the whole quick summary and reminders for today. So please be informed that we have two sessions for today, for parallel sessions. We have session A and session B as outlined in your conference schedule. That's in your little conference bag. The session A will start at 11, and it should end about 1 p.m. Session B will then start at 2 p.m. and it should be up to about 3:45 p.m. For each of those sessions, we have about 6 parallel sessions. And all these parallel sessions will be designated in rooms here, Complex Kuliah Pusat. This is a Complex Kuliah Pusat on level 2. Okay, so level 2, we would have about 6 rooms there. They have little labels on the door. Oh, 5. Oh, not 5. Audito. So 5 up and level 2, and then 1 in Audi 2. So those are where the rooms will be at. And as mentioned by Prof. Dr. Rashila earlier on, you can also look for people with the rig tags, the conference assistants. You can pause and stop them should you have any questions or queries. And also, as previously mentioned by Emeritus Professor Rahman Embong, that there will be a roundtable dialogue, and this is sponsored by UNESCO, on development, sustainability, and social inclusion. That will be here in auditorium at 4 p.m. And also tonight, we should have this little small fiesta at 8:30, where we have an official conference dinner. So that will be at 8:30. It will be at the area, at an open area within the School of Social and Economic, which is also walking distance from here. And should you choose to go back first before coming for this conference dinner, official dinner, the buses will be there at 7. Will leave from your hotels by 7:15. So should you choose to go back and to come back before the 8:30 event, the bus will leave at 7:15 tonight. Also, on behalf of the organizers, I would like to invite all participants to the Bilik seminar, which is across, for some light refreshment. However, we also have a quick press conference session, which I believe we have our important people. So we have Emeritus Professor Dato Ibrahim Komo, Prof. Dr. Rashia Ramli, Prof. Dr. Wan Salihin, as well as Emeritus Professor Dr. Rahman Embong, to stay here for a quick press conference. But please be reminded, that section A will start at 11. Thank you for your attention and for attending, participating in the 9th International Malaysian Studies. On behalf of organizers, we wish you a pleasant and fruitful conference.